Okay, now let's share some links with people. Bloobity, bloobity, bloobity. Can I do it? I don't know. Okay, we are here. Yes. Okay. I don't think anybody will show up, but that's all right. We'll show up. We'll be there for ourselves. Alright, where do I go? Where do I go from here? Alright. Hello, pumpkin! Hey, yes, let's go. Infinite emerald blocks? I don't know about that. Hey, you showed up. Yes, you did. Thank you. Hey, you know what? That you showed up at all, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for showing up. Let me know if there's any issues with the music or anything else. Let's go to full screen and get right into it. I'm not going to wait around. Black Belt had a Twitch stream that drains my battery. I'm sorry to hear that. I'll try not to drain your battery. Where's my screen at? Oh, well, that ain't working. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm having a technical difficulty. Control-Shift-O. Alright, so because it took over my controls, I don't have... Hold on a minute. This will take me a second to figure this out. Control-Shift-Overlay. Control-Shift-Overlay. There we go. The stream is functioning. Well, that's better than not functioning. Okay, let's go to options and turn off full screen and see if we've got everything done right. Alright, we're off full screen. But I don't see a chat window. Oh dear. I was worried about that with this particular mod, that it wouldn't work. I don't know if I can make it work either. Yeah, okay. Alright, so, shoot. Now I gotta figure out how to fix this. I thought, oh, I'll give it a try, and I should have tested it, and I didn't, and that's what happens when you don't pay attention to what you're doing. Okay, so we're gonna stick with what works. There's not gonna be anything up on the screen for a second, folks. Give me 1 second. I will go to chat window. So how's everybody doing today? Let me know how you're doing. And we're going to get started here in just a second. I've had a slight technical difficulty. I had tried a new mod, relatively new to me, called Borderless, in the hopes that it would do what it says and provide for me a working borderless window, and it failed. So, to the constructor of the borderless mod, you need to do some more testing because it don't work in 1.19.2. Now, that might be, maybe I don't understand something about it, but I didn't see any instructions on it, so that ain't on me. Alright, borderless mining, I think, is the one we usually use, and it's the one that usually works. And they didn't have any sound in the video, so I was like, bye. Oh no, what happened to Black Belt? I'm sorry, Blackwell's having difficulties. I wish I had been there so I could have helped him out. I got caught up in other things. Yeah, it's now loading up Minecraft. It's going to take a second since I'm streaming. And trying to do that, it's going to make everything kind of freeze up. I've got an old system. It's an old grandpa system. I mean, if computers could have false teeth and walk around shuffling with a cane, that would be my computer. I mean, it got some spunk to it, but it's old. Alright, it should be up and running here shortly, and if I did everything correctly, I won't lose my chat window. And you know, borderless mining works perfectly, even though it needs to be updated. Please, creator of borderless mining, update and don't break it. Make sure it stays working, because it's an awesome mod. Had no problems with it so far. I can see my chat window. I can do everything on one screen. One day I will be some fancy streamer and I'll have like 3 huge TVs that I can use. And I'll have chat on one TV. But we're not there yet. It's gonna have to wait. We're not there yet. Okay, a little more loading and then we'll be in there, Pumpkin. So please be patient with me and thank you for your patience so far. I'm sorry about this unprofessional presentation here. I want to show you a working raid farm, and I'm going to talk about some things that have happened and what happened with me and why I said I wasn't going to stream today and then changed my mind and said I was going to stream today. I'm going to show it all here in just a second as soon as this decides to load. I swear my computer takes the longest time to load things. It's not even funny. I think my computer is like your phone, Barry. Or, sorry, Pumpkin this time around. I need to get your name right wherever you, whatever name you're using at the time. Yeah, I think my TV is, or my computer is like your phone. Okay, so this is a farm by Mortings. You might recognize, he always runs around with a fox, and that's yellow right there. That's his fox. Thank you. Somebody gave me a card. It must be my dad gave me a card. I'll have to go see what it says. Yes, I had a birthday 2 days ago on the 11th, so my dad had been wanting to get me a card. He likes to shop and get a really funny card. So let's wait a second for all this to load. Okay, you go ahead and do that. So this farm by Mortings is actually the design that's used by Logical Geek Boy. And there's a tutorial on YouTube and you can find out all about how to make this, and this is the exact same one that I made. And I used this model as a reference to fix the one that I made, thinking that maybe he did some little jiggle joggle positioning and made it work better, but I can't find it. So if we press F3 and G, this is our chunk borders. And we've got sub chunks here that are designated by these blue lines right here. And they're 16 by 16 for a sub chunk. And this whole thing here is a 16 by 16 tube that's called a chunk in Minecraft. And if you look where he has his spawn platform lined up, it is right here. This is the spawning area for the raid. It's just inside this same chunk where he has the villager down here. All you need to do a raid is a village, and that's a villager with a bed or job block. I've heard claimed bed, I've heard claimed job block. I think you could have both. I have both in my design, which I have since destroyed. I hated it, I got mad, and I had to hurt it, so I destroyed it, I deleted it. So now if I go away from here, I gotta remember, this will take me a second, I'll be in this world briefly. There is a raid farm, I believe over this direction. Not a raid farm, sorry, a pillager outpost. Anyway, last night when I wrote the first Add Everybody message over on my Discord, I was saying I was gonna quit. I wasn't gonna do a stream today because I was angry. I have been working on this for hours and hours and hours. And it just wasn't working. I made all these tweaks and adjustments. I think I'm going in the wrong direction, and it's not loading properly, which I don't like. Anyway, I spent a long time on it and I couldn't get it to work. Yeah, we're having some problems loading this. Holiday card? No, Chris, it's birthday card. Oh man, don't tell me I have to leave and come back. Oh, I don't like this, folks. This is sad. Look at this. It's not loading and I can't show you anything without it. Anyway, if I go to locate a pillager outpost, which is a structure, I press too many slashes. There is one not far from here. And I found it once before, but with the game not loading, I don't... Oh man, now it's not even letting me click on anything. This is not good. Hold on a minute. I've got a problem. Let's see if I can figure out how to fix this. Everything working on the stream okay? Let me know. Why are we not applying? I pressed apply. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, I thought not. Okay. Can I type my command now? Locate a structure, and we want to locate a... And it's down here at the bottom, a pillager outpost. Or it was near here at the bottom. I'm going to turn down the music in just a second. Why am I missing it? I know I looked at it. There it is. So it says that there's one at 704,880. You see I have mini HUD, so up there underneath the chat window I can see my little countdown on my thing here. So it's over this way. I thought I was going in the right general direction, but I don't know how I'm going to make this load. It's all of a sudden stopped loading the world, and I don't know why, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. No Christmas card. Yeah, this is just birthday card. Give me a minute. I'm going to have to exit and try to come back in, and hopefully it'll actually load and not give me any more problems. I don't know why it's not loading. That's very strange because I'm not recording anything on the system. I'm just using stuff online, which should not be stressing out my computer at all. I've never had these issues before, but I did update all the 119 mods, and I have a pile of them running, so it could be an issue with one of my mods. But I've only ever seen this happen, like if I'm on a server and it doesn't want to load. Here we go. I found it now. Okay, I know where I am. I've only had this kind of thing happen if I'm on a server and it doesn't want to load the actual server, the world. I've never seen that happen in just a single player game. If you guys know what could be causing this anti-loading issue, let me know. There's our outpost. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get ourselves what's called Bad Omen. It's a status effect. I can give it to myself as a command too. But I want to show you how to officially use this farm. So you come over to one of these pillager outposts. You have your farm behind us. I gotta look for a guy with a flag on his head. Once I find him, I'm gonna kill him. And then I will get Bad Omen. And once I have Bad Omen, I go back to the raid farm and we will see how it works. And I have the exact same setup on my world, except of course my location is 100% the exact same. Where I have a pillager outpost on the shore, and I have my raid farm out to sea, and I have everything all set up with all the same dimensions and all the same stuff. I adjusted it multiple times and it did not work. Now they're not fighting back because I'm in creative mode. I'm cheating right now, but I don't really care. I'm trying to get them to spawn a captain for me. I need a guy with a flag on his head. More of these guys you kill, the more you can get a hold of that captain fella you need. Still no flag waivers. Being stubborn today, huh? Now there is a way to make it so that you can generate captains. But I don't know how to do that right now. I only know how to do the basic mechanics. Yeah, I'll figure it out. It's one of my mods. Yeah, I have no idea. Got troubleshoot. Sure, I certainly have to trouble. There it is. There he is. No, that's not him. I thought it was him. No, we still don't have him. You guys see anybody with a flag on his head? Because I've killed a lot of these guys and they're not showing up. We need flag guy. Why do these guys dress like Japanese, you know, samurai or something? I mean, seriously. Old habits. No, I have no idea. I guess you gotta tell me, why are you using a diamond sword in creative? Old habits. What's the spawn radius? I have absolutely no idea. I think they spawn and despawn kind of randomly. I'm in, oh wait a minute, did I turn this to normal difficulty? I believe I did. I guess in normal difficulty they spawn less frequently apparently. So people say you have to use the farm in hard, but that's not entirely accurate. I've been able to get the guy with the flag pretty quickly before, but he's just not showing up today. Oh, there he is. Okay, we got our guy. Here we go. Hello and goodbye, sir. I can also give myself the effect. I know how to do that. I have the commands. So we now travel out this way. We now see in the corner there, Samurai Well. Maybe this is an intentional design choice to show their warrior culture and pride. I don't know, man. Anyway, I've got the bad omen up there in the corner, as you can see, and I'm just showing you how this works. And now I have all the specs written down. We're going to sit down in my prototype world in just a second, and we're going to attempt to create my own design for a raid farm using the specifications that I have recorded down from Logical Geek Boy. I have not compared Logical Geek Boy specifications to this raid farm by Mortings. I don't know if they're going to be the same or not. I'll have to check to see, but that'll be a future project that won't be done on camera. That's just tedious work. I have an idea for a design, and I think it's going to work out well, but if this is going to work, not make a liar out of me and work like it has every other time I've used it. You see I have a bar there that says a raid's gonna start. I come up here to the top of this bubble elevator, or I call them a bubble vader. Horn should sound. And you see up here we have a bunch of fellas spawning. And if I were to climb up here and go off to the side a bit, you can see, and we'll have Ravagers in the lava getting floated up and killed in the lava, and everybody else gets shoved down into the killing chamber. Now these boats are here to capture any duxes that come out, and because they drop at a certain height, you can kill them with one hit. But even though I designed my thing exactly the same way, it doesn't work. And now to get it again, all I have to do, because of the dimensions and the height and everything, I got Bad Omen from one of the captains that spawned in that raid. So now I can go down that little drop chute, come up here, and another raid should start. Bubble Darth Vader. It has like 3,000 emerald an hour according to Logical Geek Boy. I don't care about whether or not it has good rates. I need the emeralds. And this just makes things a lot easier. I'll show you what we get here in just a second. Okay, so I'll show you the rates that we get. So we got Bad Omen. If we were to go down there again, we'd get it. If you look in these chests, we get all of these. This is not all from what we've just done. Some of this about this, I think this chest was full from Mortings when this is his world download that he gave us to be able to use. And this was full already, but you can see we got these emeralds and these totems of undying. The new stuff that we got is mostly in here. Everything probably about this second half is probably what I've gotten, and I've done like 2 sets of raids in here. So we got a couple of totem of undying and a couple of emerald, I think. I got 5 here in my hand too. So the rates aren't, I wouldn't say the rates are like the best, but I'd say the rates are certainly good enough for BlissWorld. That's what I want this for. I want to use this on BlissWorld. It's not a want, it's a need. Did I say something about a want or a need? I don't know. Anyway, so let's go down and try to explain the mechanics to you guys. So how this works is, now of course I had bad omens, so I was going to trigger a raid again. So if I go up here, we'll end up in another raid. But we have a village down there, and when we do go into the drop chute, that triggers the raid again if we have bad omen. So now these guys are all started up again. We'll go ahead and go through this real quick. I forgot I had bad omen on me, so I don't want to go around the village while I have it. And the way this is set up, it's a one-hit kill. And I'm not getting a hero of the village effect. You should be able to get a hero of the village effect, but I'm not currently getting that. Anyway, I'll just go to here to the edge and show you guys. So this guy down here is our village. When we come in here with the bad omen, that spawns the raids. We're just outside of the spawn platform, is just outside of 112 from the job block. That's considered the center of the village. And that means that I can get captains where I can continue to get bad omen and keep the raids going. This drops down and puts me just below, wait a minute, now I got this, my mind set on this right. I think it's 64 from the job block from the center of the village, or 96 from here. I don't remember which it is, but when I drop down here, that just re-triggers the raid because I'm just within the radius of the village. I come back up here, and now I am with the spawning up here outside what would be considered the range of the village, which allows more. And you can just keep going as long as you want. To get rid of the effect, you would put a milk around here somewhere and you'd drink some milk. And then I believe this chute is designed to be the height of 27 or 29, which is how much those guys can drop without just being one hit kill. You don't want to kill them on the drop. You want to kill them with your sword so you can get all those experience orbs. No way I know of to make it so that you can get the credit for killing the Ravagers. I don't know how that would work. There's a clock up here that shoves some water out. Once they trip this tripwire, you can see it here. It shoves the water out and shoves them down into the tube. So that's the general mechanics of this. Does that explain very well, I hope? Yes, you can use a looting sword. I don't know how to get a looting sword in creative. I mean, I could get a diamond sword. I suppose I could get all the stuff together to create a looting sword, but I don't have my hands on a looting sword right off the bat. But yes, you would use a looting 3 sword that would give you better rates. That you are correct, Pumpkin. You would use a looting 3 sword. You do sweeping edge because you want to make sure you get that one kill, because you don't want the guys to be able to spawn the Vexes and get you. So you would use sweeping edge, I think it's 3, and looting 3, mending, unbreaking, you know, all the good stuff, sharpness, whatever. I just don't have a looting sword on me. I was being lazy and just using this. I could probably use some fancy command, yes. I don't know what it would be right now. But yes, the looting would give you even better rates, you are correct. But what I'm interested in isn't so much trying to get the most material out of the farm. What I'm interested in is getting the farm to work. Because I designed the same farm and mine would not work. To the same dimensions, the same specifications, the same placements, even though different area of the world, but the same placements, it would not work. I could not make it work. And that's what I'm interested in. Once I get the farm working, then I can worry about looting and sweeping edge and all that business. But first I gotta get a farm that works. You see what I'm saying? Does that make any sense at all? Okay, let's get out of here and go out to the ocean, and I'll show you what we got. Oh, poopy. Okay, let's go. Our iron farm is working excellently, and this is all in BlissWorld, so if you guys join me and play, you can see this yourself. This is going to be our mob farm. I'm still working on it. And I'll probably resume working on that in another stream or two. So this is our pillager outpost. You see, we're not far from a village here, so we have to be extra careful. Now I'm going to let the world load a second. And out here somewhere, and I cannot tell you where because I don't know, but out here somewhere is a solitary, lonely villager in a boat. And that's all that remains of the farm that I tried to make. So keep your eyes open. We're looking for a villager out here in a boat all by himself. That's about where we'll start the new farm. There he is. So this is where I had the exact same farm that you saw, and if I go to F3 and G, you can see, I love how this lights up with this shader. I am using different shaders, by the way. You can see how I'm inside this same chunk here. And I am well away from any village. I'm well away from any spawnable area. So if we get a design that works, we're going to go into our prototype world and play with that. Then I will come in here and I will place it somewhere near this fella. And he'll be one of my 3 villagers. The design I'm going to use, we'll use 3 of them. Yeah, you want to look up and tell me what the commands are, Pumpkin, for giving yourself a looting 3, sweeping edge, sharpness 5, blah, 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 unbreaking, mending, and every other kind of thing sword, and be sure to post there in the chat. Let's go into our DreamLab. Alrighty, so we are now in DreamLab. This is where we have built and did our long play and built our ultimate iron farm. I think it's the ultimate iron farm. It has really good rates and I'm happy with it. Now what we need to do is grab these blocks because we're going to need a lot of this stuff. So let's grab some blocks here and cut and paste. We're going to go and take all of this. And we're going to create another little area. We're going to get some soul sand up. And we are going to create for myself an area to work on our pillagers stuff. Okay, so I think we're really close to the iron farms here. I really should destroy these 2 here. But they're kind of an early prototype, and I don't really want to lose them for the history of the place. I just need to get far enough away that I'm not triggering my mob farm and I'm not getting legged out from the iron farms. I probably should check the chests are probably about empty. Okay, so here's where we're gonna do. This is where the magic's gonna happen. Alright, there is my workstation. And now we just need a couple other blocks. We need some soul sand. And we're going to need some kelp, but we'll put that in the chest. So let's get us some kelp. And I will show you guys a few things that you might find kind of interesting to know about, so... yeah, we'll keep the sponge, it might be useful. I think everything else we have in here, we have villager spawn egg, that's fine. Okay, so we shall start with creating. I want to create 4 little areas, no, 3 areas where there's going to be a village. So let's say 1 here. And I think we'll do a 3x3 or a 3x2. I think 3x2 is the most efficient. And I need a job block, so I'm going to use, in this case, barrels. We'll place that over here as well so I can get my hands on it. Okay. So I'm trying to think the best way. I really don't want to use a huge amount of space for the village. I could do a 2. I'm thinking about a 2 by, yeah, I think this is fine right here, folks. Now what's going to happen is the way that the game works, and I got to figure out my placement because this is tricky. Because it's going to pick the average of these 3 that I want to put. And that's where it's going to want to place the center of the village. And I have to make my numbers off of that center. But here's the problem. If I stick in a 2, you can't really have an average in the middle. You'd have to do a 3 and move it over. You know what? Maybe what we should do, we have to have it all accurate and in the middle, or it will not be an average where I want. I'll try to explain or show you what I'm wanting here so you guys can understand this. So we'll leave that where it is and we'll do this instead. Okay, so maybe this will help explain it and you'll understand. Okay, so by my logic, we have 3 job blocks here. Well, then the average of these 3 job blocks should be where we would put our soul sand right here. So this, which would be the base of my entire farm, should be the center of this village. Technically, it'd be 1 block above. It'd be right about here. But it doesn't matter. All I have to do is just remember that it's, or I could even do this to make it even more clear. This should be the center of my village. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you agree with my logic there? Let me know what you think in the chat. So if this is the center of my village, then I can create my ability to go flying up from here. And then I could start using the numbers that Logical Geek Boy provides to create my raid farm. So this is what I'm leaning towards for my design. But there's one more thing that needs to be kept in mind. And it might make me want to move the village further up, but I don't know if that's going to be a good idea or not. If you're near the villagers, when you get the Hero of the Village effect, they want to give you free items. They give you free loot. And if I do not have a way to be near them when I have the Hero of the Village effect, I can't get that loot. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I haven't seen the Hero of the Village effect show up on me in this design, so I'm going to skip that whole thought for the time being. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if this is going to work for my elevator right now. And then, so he created his elevator to be, he wanted it to go up to Y160. He had soul sand at 64. My soul sand is going to be at 57.9. And there's a way to take this mini HUD and make it so that you don't have to press F3 and get your targeted block. I don't know how to do that right now. I haven't learned how to use mini HUD, so it says it's 57 for me. So if he said Y160 and his block was at, let's do some real quick math. So Y160 and his block was at 66 actually. Let's do some math. 160 minus 66 is what? 494. So he built his tube, the main part of the tube, 94. Now that fits. I think there's supposed to be a measurement of 96 for some reason. I'm still not clear on the measurements on everything, but 94 blocks basically is how high our thing has to be. So we've got one here on each of these. So let's go up to 94, so that's one. Alright, so that should be 94. We are currently at, according to this, Y152, but if we look at the block, it's going to be one less. It'll be like 151, I'll bet. 151. So if we take, I believe ours was 57. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but if we take 151 minus 57, we get 94. So we have our thing set correctly. This will be the very top of our, what will be our platform. And we also have to create glass up to this thing. And let's see if we can figure out some fancy ways to do this in World Edit. I want to set the time. And I'm going to change the do gamer rule, do daylight cycle. We're going to change that to false because I just want to make it easier on myself. So we've hit this. We're going to drop all the way down. Do not do this in survival or you will die terribly. And we're just going to go here. And what is the best way to do this? Give me 1 minute to think. I think if I copy here, let's see if I'm right. Hey, you think I know what I was doing? So using World Edit, I've rotated what I'm looking at, and now I'm pasting. That should be behind me, and I just got to keep looking this way. And that should have given me, now I have all four of these all the way up to that distance. We would probably put a step or something here, I suppose. Let's go get a step. Yes, I would like the hero of the village drops. Is all wizard stuff to you? Well, I'm trying to explain it as best I can, but if you need more explanation, please let me know, and I will explain it more. I want you to be able to get it and to understand. I want to do my best to explain my thinking. You know, this is the whole prototyping process that I go through. So I wanted to put you guys, this is when I did the long play, this is kind of the stuff that we was doing. You know, we were doing all of this, trying to figure all this stuff out. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just jump on top of this. No, I'm going to do this a bit differently. I'm going to go and click that, and I'm going to go all the way up here. And I'm going to replace all of this. You see these air blocks in between here? I'm going to replace those with glass, with a glass block. Let's see if I can do this. And I'll make it a lot faster for us, right? So, oh, I messed up. I always seem to mess it up, and I don't know why. I keep pressing the wrong side mouse button. I've been having some trouble getting my thoughts straight sometimes. Anyway, it'll be easier to see it from this angle. replace air with glass, but we want glass block, which, no, I want glass. There you go, done. All right, and we can do the same command all the way through here. We can do one here, and if I don't mess this up this time, we can do it again all the way up here on this side and then on the other ones, and that will fill in what will become our tube that'll get us up to this distance that we need to be from the village, although I'm not entirely clear as to why. My memory in my mind is not on it right now. Alright, let's do the same command, replace air glass. Go here and here. Remove this because I want to do a fancier block on top, but I don't have it with me. I'll get Berry Boy's favorite and Pumpkin's favorite block here, which is the andesite. Notice how it has like a 3D effect on it. It has to do with the fancy schmancy shaders that I'm using now. I moved from BSL to the complementary. So we place another glass block here. Second, and if I don't mess up my commands, that's filled, and then we do the same thing here. So this is how you're going to make a bubble vader, Pumpkin. So you know how to do a bubble vader. This is it. I'm showing you how to do that. We're making a bubble vader to go all the way up here. Alrighty. I think I messed something up. Thankfully, World Edit comes with the ability to undo. Let's try this again. I messed something up, but we'll get it right, and then we're going to get our water bucket, and I'll show you how all this works. Okay. There we go, we're set. Okay. So how this works is I'm going to get a water bucket, and I'm going to get a, whoa, wrong tool. Make sure I do not select the axe or your wand when you're trying to move stuff around. Anyway, when I put the water down here, this gate will stop the water and allow us to be able to go in and out of the tube. But the water isn't going to work initially because it will not be, you know, a full solid block of water. But kelp turns water into solid blocks. So you just, all I have to do is drift right down here. This is all I've done before. You use the same building materials for the long pipe. Yes, I'm using very similar building materials. You notice I've got a theme going on here, huh? I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a front row seat into the whole prototyping process. How we think, kind of stuff we go through, show you a few tips and tricks along the way. I thought that might be kind of an interesting stream today, so. Now, do I have all of my technical settings correct? Alright, we don't want the chat window on right now. Sorry about that. And everything else should be good. I don't think you guys want the chat window overlay twice on the screen. Let me know if that's a problem or not. Okay, we should be good. Should be giving you a full screen there. I think the chat overlays anyway on the site. You don't need it twice. I kind of messed up. I was meant to go to the chat window, to the chat scene, as they call it in Streamlabs and OBS, but I didn't get there. So now on the soul sand, when you have a full water block on top of it, it becomes aerated and it starts to push you up. Magma blocks pull you down. So all you want to do here is turn all of these blocks into solid water. Do that by planting kelp all the way to the top. So I'm just pressing and holding my placement button down as I drift my way up here to the top, and it's planting my kelp blocks without any trouble at all. And this will go all the way up to the very tippy top here. Now I gotta check my music and make sure we're still the Harris Heller stuff, because we don't want to put anything on it we shouldn't. So now if I come in here and I break this bottom block, I now have a bubble vader. So now you guys know how those are made. Let me know if that tip was of any interest or use at all. So now we gotta figure out our next stuff. We've got a couple of more numbers to worry about here. Alright, let me check our music real quick, make sure we're in where we need to be. Okay, so we are currently in... Okay, we're still in Stream Beach, we're good. Okay. So now we need to be able to drop down if we want to get the effect again once we have a raid going. Now what he did is he placed it at 93. And then he put a chest, and the chest sets you at 94, and it was just under, we'll show the chunk borders here in a minute. So if I type in, now his was 66. So if I type in 94 minus 66, I don't know if my thinking's right on this or not. That's 8. That's 28 blocks from the job block or center of the village. Remember, our center of the village is going to be the second block. Actually, no, it's going to be the soul sand because we moved it up. So that's our center of our village, I think, because it'll be the average of the 3 villages that we'll have here. We're going to put a villager in here in just a second. But we're going to have that be our center, so we want to move precisely 28 blocks from that. So, 1, 2, 3. Let's just make this easier on me. I can count better when I'm placing blocks, so... Oh, poopy. That is not what I wanted to... I always have these issues when I'm tired and I'm not thinking clearly. I always have these issues. I can't get that placed perfectly like I wanted, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about that. I think this is actually fine anyway. Now let's try that again. That's a 1. Okay. Come on, brain. Get it together. So I'm at 27, that where I'm standing, this block that I'm looking at, it should be 27 above what I would think will be the average of the village. And now we need to check our chunks. So let's go to F3 and G. And what we're looking for here, now I have not placed this thinking about what chunk it's in. As you can see, we're at the side of a chunk here, so we're okay. I got one village outside the chunk. So I might move my entire structure over towards the middle of this chunk. I don't know yet. I'll think about that some more. But anyway, this should be just below blue line, and it is. You see right here. So it's just below a sub-chunk, which is what it's supposed to be. So I don't know about moving this entire structure. I guess it'd be easier to do it now than later. So let's go ahead and move this over using World Edit, because we don't want to have any complications down the road. It's hard enough as it is. I want to move this to the center of my chunk. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to go all the way down here. We're going to use a cut and paste command. And I don't know entirely everything that I need to do here for this design. I haven't thoroughly planned it out yet, in other words. So if I go to here, I guess. Now, where do I want to paste it at? Where is the center of my chunk? This blue line is apparently my center. Okay, and if I place it on one side or the other, it'll be very close to that center, I guess. Not 100% clear to me how I should do this, but okay. We will cut this out. Alright, we missed a couple of blocks, but that's no big deal. We're going to go stand over here near our center and we'll paste right here. Okay, let's fill in our mess. And check our placements, make sure everything is where we need it to be. No big deal. I don't know if it matters that it's all inside the same 16 by 16 chunk, but to avoid possible issues down the road, it's smart to think ahead and make sure. Alright. Alright, I'm not quite near the middle, so I need to undo that. And I guess I need to go over to this line to paste. I don't know if I'm right on that. Huh? Apparently I'm saying E. Okay, are we closer to the middle? Yeah, we're closer to the middle. We're now fully inside. I'm not entirely sure if we need to go forward a little bit. Let's undo that. Let's go forward a bit. I want to make sure I don't have any issues at all. So we'll go forward to about, what, here? Now, do I want to paste it? Yeah, I think I want to paste it here. Okay. Alright, how are we doing on that? Alright, we're now more in the center of this chunk, so I should not have any issues at all with any of my placements being chunk based. They should be taken care of. I don't know all the magic of chunks either, in case anybody's curious. Every time I say the word chunk, I think of the Goonies. If you guys get that reference, leave a comment in the chat. Chunk! Okay, anyway, so now we have this inside the chunk. We're not really in the middle with our center of our village, but we're in the middle roughly of this chunk. We should have no problems. Let's go ahead and give our villagers their homes. You know, our villagers need a place to live, so let's do that. Now I've got a slight issue. I didn't give them enough room for a bed. So I am going to have to do this bigger than I intended, but that's okay. We make adjustments as we need to. Because we need room to be able to give them a bed. They don't have to have a bed, strictly speaking, but we're going to give them a bed. I'm giving them a 3-high wall because they're very tall and I don't want to have any issues with that. So, okay. And, I don't know, do I want to do that? Let's do tiles. Let's do deep slate tiles. Alright, hold on a minute. I see some questions. The music is musicking. Okay, good. I got that. Alright, now let's see what else we got here. Does the village have a wide range, or is it just all the way up forever? I'll explain just a second. Or all the way down under the village? No. No, I don't get the reference. I barely remember that movie. It's been a while, hasn't it? Good old chunk. So let me finish what I'm doing here and I'll try to explain that to you guys, okay? I'm gonna make my villagers have a really nice little place to live and be villagers and do their villager thing. And I just gotta make sure I get all of this. I don't want to get too caught up in details right yet, but I do want to lock them away so they can't get out. Alright, once I have this all figured out, and I think it does, I can now put the villagers in place. And I'll put roofs on later, if I even remember to. Oh. Okay, so because of that... Oh no, that's not important. That's just where we're going to place the next thing. Keep that right where it is. I need to do some quick math with where my center is. I need to make sure that I have the right definitions and everything. I don't want to make any boo-boos. Okay, so we don't need to block that, and we can just do this. And the villagers can watch you go flying up into this tube every time you come by. That'd be kind of fun for all of us. You'll be the entertainment for the villagers. Okay, let's get ourselves a villager spawn egg, which I believe we have right here, and drop some in. Oh, I messed up again. I was going to give them a bed to sleep on, and this doesn't give me enough room to give them a bed to sleep on. And I don't quite know what I want to do about that. Do I want to give them a bed after all, or not? Or could I tuck the bed in and put... No, I don't want to move the job blocks. I want to leave the job blocks right where they is. The other thing I could do is I could move the job blocks forward one block. And then they could access them at the head of the bed. That'd be a very compact design, too. You know what, folks? Let's go for it. Let's see how this does. No guarantee this will work or be a good idea, though. I've never tried doing job blocks like this, tucked away like this. I guess if the villagers can't get to the chest and can't access it, then we won't have them successfully doing anything there. We'll turn off this distracting chunk borders, and I'll explain the distances of the villager in just a moment. They don't have to have a bed, just so you know. But I like to give my villagers a bed. I just like to do that. You know, they're forced labor. I want to give them at least a little bit of comfort. They're going to have to live their life in this little cell forever. So, are you going to become a fisherman? Nope, I didn't want to do that. That was a mistake. I didn't mean to click on him with this guy here, but he'll run out that window and we can just let him run away. So you can't access the job block. Okay, I got you. Okay, folks. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to expand it one more block. This is the prototype process, you know, there's a lot of trial and error, you know. So once I move the bed, they should have enough room. Get out of here, guy. That's not helping me any. Okay, fine, both of you can go. I don't care, I just want you out of my way. I can't build my thing with you in the way. Alright. Okay, so now let's see. Can we get this guy to jump into this job block or not? And grab this, put it here, grab this, put that there and that there. Make that look a little better. I don't think they're going to grab their block over here, but we'll see. We'll leave it open for nighttime. Okay, we're going to expand all of these back one. And I wish I had thought of this before. I always have to seem to be adjusting something, but I'm thinking now that this will work. Okay, so we just remove all that stuff. Give it a little glass, give it a little tile here. Make it look all fancy, even though it doesn't have to look fancy. Alright, and we'll move this bed, and now we're going to see when we put a bed in here, and if for some reason I do not have a bed on me, they apparently cannot get their head around the fact that there's an open bed over here for them. And a job block. Oh, he went over there and grabbed that barrel. Well, that explains that. Okay, well anyway, this guy will be locked in. We don't have to worry about him. So let's see if he can figure it out. Yes, okay, so you have to have a space in front of your job block for them to claim it. Gotcha. Okay, we'll remember that for later. We've now moved the center of the village in a block, but should still be the same level. And now we're going to finish up by adding the last couple of people. Oh dear, I hate when I do that. Okay. Alright, so we'll add one more, and it's not quite the shape or the design that I wanted, but you know what, it works. They're in their little hole, they've got themselves a way to kind of see their neighbors, so they're not going to be lonely. So, and we should still have the center of the village where we need it. It's only a little bit more difficult to add more villagers, so we're not increasing the complexity of it. Should be okay. So now I promised to explain the height stuff. Let me make sure everybody's capturing their new job title. He hasn't decided yet. This guy's a fisherman, this guy's a fisherman. This guy has not decided to be a fisherman yet. Are you gonna be a fisherman or not, folks? Alright, we'll replace the job block and hope that that will change his mind. No. He does not appear to want to take his job, but he will claim the bed at night, and I think he'll take the job after a bit. So, to answer your question, now I don't know if I can explain this very clearly, but I explained this part of the time in the other one, but there is a height of 112 outside the village, a radius of 112, and any raid that spawns outside of that is considered not connected to any raid that has spawned for a village, if I'm explaining this correctly. So the village height has, if you want to say that it has a radius, I would say that it has a maximum radius of 112. And that would be a radius, so that's in all directions up and down. Hello, Stone Man, how you doing? Thank you for joining the stream. We're trying to prototype ourselves a raid farm. Alright, this guy still isn't claiming his block, but we'll see if he does. And this is different. I've never done it where like this, but now the center of the village definitely has to be this soul sand block that's surrounded by the 3 job blocks. These guys claim theirs. They're doing fine, so we don't need to worry about them. I'm showing you guys the prototyping process, all the stuff that I go through to try to figure out how to fix or prototype a farm or something that I'm trying to build. And this is what we're doing here. I'm going to lock these guys away, and I've just explained to Berry Boy the dimensions and the heights of how this all works with the village. But I can go over that again if you want. This is a design of my own. I'm not copying anybody else's design here. I want to see if I can get this to work. So, I'm going to make a slight adjustment here. Just because I think that looks better than having the glass against that. That also gives us a headway support. Here we just built this bubble vader, and now we're in the process of creating the area where we'll land to re-trigger the raid. We have to check our height. So over here we're going to have a chest right on top of this block, and we're going to waterlog that chest. So the chest should be at one height, which will be 85. Now, according to my thing over here, I'm at 85.9. The chest says 85, I believe. We decided that it was 28 is what we needed for our height. So we have 85 minus 57, I think, which comes out to 28. So we're good. This is the height that we want from the center of the village, which is that soul sand block in the center of our water elevator. I am fairly certain, although I cannot be 100% for sure. Now, I would like to create something a little nicer here than what I've done elsewhere. I think I want some polished deep slate steps, I think. I'm not sure, and I'll check the chat here in just a second if you guys are saying things. Just give me a minute. Got to get my thoughts all together. You know how it is? And then if we used a polished deep slate slab on top of that, I think we'd have a really nice effect here. And this will be our landing platform, where we will plop down from above to re-trigger the next raid. Now, I don't know if I want to copy that same. We're going to use tile. I'm not 100% sure about the appearance of this. I am not sold. I know that the block underneath here has to be a solid block, otherwise you're going to get floods. I know that much. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button. Alright, let's get that deep slate polished stair again. I just wish I had a bigger inventory. Hard to get through quickly what you might want to be doing. Let's see how this looks. I think I'm going to stick with that. Let's just do that. Okay, so now we got to waterlog this. This is tricky, but if we press Control and just hit on top of it, then it just goes right on. And what this does is, if I happen to be up here, which is where I'm going to be shortly, and I drop down, I will hit that and I won't die because... How did you... Oh, you got into the bubble elevator. I didn't know they could do that. I did not know. We'll use him as an example. Let's be mean to the villager. Okay, so we're going to shove this guy back. We're going to shove him right off the platform. I want to show you guys, since he's not in creative mode. You see? He survived. Didn't even hurt him at all. So does that explain everything to you? So this is the drop chute. This is how we'll re-trigger the raid. And now he is going to probably get a little bit hurt. I'll shove him this way. Yep, that killed him. I kind of feel bad, but I kind of don't. I'm such a meanie. Anyway, so he is out now. Yes, I want right here. And I want one right here. Now they say use signs. I like to use the acacia fence gate. I think it looks better. Or any fence gate, but I use acacia, you know me. And now this is how we jump down and we come into here and then we move on to the next raid. So this will allow us to now access this and come back and start another raid. If we get all of our stuff correct. This is from our world edit. We don't need that there. So now we have our drop platform where we can re-trigger a raid. We have to fill all this in, of course. You knew that was coming, but we can make this easy. There's no point making it hard. So I'm going to just put those there. And I'm going to put a couple more up here. And do this. And we're just going to go here and down to here, and then we'll go vice versa, and we'll replace the air with the deep slate block here that we're using. Okay, so all we have to type is, this is World Edit again, replace all the air blocks, which is blocks with nothing in them. They're called a block, they're an air block, with deep slate, and then we want deep slate brick wall. Oh, excuse me. Deep slate brick block or whatever they, man, that's tough. I'm not entirely sure what the name of this block is. Deep slate brick wall, deep slate bricks. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, done. And then we just do the same thing here, and then we do the glass, and then we're done. Well, I'm trying. We're going to see. This is a raid farm of my own design, trying to use the terms and stuff that Logical Geek Boy has set in his tutorial, but I am not 100% sure we're going to be able to pull this off. I'm a little bit uncertain that I'm going to be able to figure this out. It's been very frustrating. I worked on his design for two days, long periods of time, like 4 or 5 hours a day working at it, and I could not get it to work. But Mortings, as I told Pumpkin, his design based off Logical Geek Boy's design worked perfectly, and I showed it to Pumpkin too. I showed it working, but mine did not, so I deleted it. Then I thought, you know what, it'd be cool on the stream to just do a prototype and let you guys see how that goes. So that's what we're doing today. Replacing the air with glass, coming down here, doing this again, and one last one. World Edit makes this so much faster. I do have Lightmatica on here. I did get converted to using Lightmatica, but I haven't learned how to use it yet. I just have it on here. So once this is done, we have our tube for our drop tube. And we're ready for the next stage of the build. And all of our numbers so far match up to the dimensions and numbers that Logical Geek Boy trains in his tutorial. So now if we fall down here, we get a Kersplash instead of a Kersplat. And that allows us to then re-trigger the raid once we have it. We have to come in with Bad Omen to get the whole thing started, but okay, so next order of business. So you see that we have our chunk borders on. We're still in the middle of our chunk. We can turn them off for now. This is behind our, wait a minute. Good thing I put roofs on those so I could kind of see. So this is the steps into our platform. This is behind our village right here. Yeah, okay, I've got it. Okay, so we need to create ourselves a platform here, and we have to check the F3G when we get it done. First, we're going to use some slabs, and they need to be bottom slabs so that we don't have anything spawning on them. So for this, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and use polish just for now. I might change that later. I don't know if it's the best choice or not. Now this design is a little clunkier than Logical Geek Boy's because I'm going to be coming up here and then I'm going to end up trying to go this way if I'm going to work towards the back of the farm. Now I can do it off to one side, but I was trying to make this whole thing be centered is what I'm trying to do. I could put a trap door here and I could have that there. I could also put a trap door along the side and then you could walk right through it. I gotta think about that because this is going to be kind of tricky. Because you're going to come up here, you're going to want to go over here, and if I'm going to have the kill chamber be right here, which is fine. Well, no, that still wouldn't be the center though, because if we want to put the killing floor above, we need to have the kill chamber closer. So maybe we should go off to one side, because then we can put the kill chamber directly above the village and have the drop shoot. Let's do that. That sounds like a good plan. Had to find glasses. What with you all? I have glasses, but I don't wear them. Up! I wear my glasses when I'm doing computer stuff. I have to, but if I wear them too long, they really hurt my head, man. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, I believe. We're going to just copy Logical Geek Boy's design here. We're going to go off to one side, have our killing floor over here, and we should be at the right height. Let's check where we are. So we are standing, according to this, at 152.5. And if I press F3 and I target a block, it says that it is at 152. So if I do the numbers, I do 57 from 152.5. Is that right? 152.5? Yes. And I'm doing 57.0, that's 5. 12 minus 7 is 5, I believe. 95.5. Now, according to his math, you want to be 96, just under 96, to re-trigger the raid from the village. So let me check what he's saying. Your platform was his is 160.5. So if I do 160.5 and I do 66.0, I get 5 for 94. So I am one block higher than where he is, I think. Let me double check that. 160.5 minus 66.05. I want to make sure I'm matching all the numbers in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing. Yeah, 94.5 is what I get. So we'll go down one more block. I don't think it's going to affect my elevator at all. And I'll double, triple check my numbers and make sure that we're good. But this is really simple. We just go through here, just prune it down one block. And we'll put our, I think all I have to do here is just take one block out and put it here at the top. And I don't think it actually affects or harms my bubble elevator, but we'll have to test it to be sure. We don't want to lose our working functional bubble elevator. So now I need my deep slate slab, which I have right here, and we can now create our 5x7 platform again. And then we'll go down and we'll test our bubble elevator and make sure it's running. And if I can get my cursor to work, I can actually do some pretty quick placements if I'm fast enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So now it says we're at 151.5, and if we press F3, we're targeting at 151. If I type in 151.5, and this is what I did with my platform using Mortings's thing as a reference, and I still was not able to figure it out. I don't know what I did wrong, but now we're 94.5 exactly. That's what we want. Hard to hit right keys. Yeah, it's tough for sure. Alrighty, here we have a little bit of fun. You guys love this stuff. Trying to place chests when you have to crouch while flying in the air. Yes, that's what we get to do next. Isn't that just fun? It's fun for the whole family. This is where we have to do a little trickiness. You guys do not realize how much skill this takes. I don't know if it's really that much skill at all, just desperation, I guess. Okay, here we go, hopper. Same difference here. See, I have my crouch in my middle mouse button, and I have my placement on a side mouse button. And to be able to place stuff on chests, you have to be able to crouch. In case you guys are wondering why I'm saying it's difficult. Okay, so this here will be our killing platform. Alright. So now what we want to do is I want to get a hold of some andesite and go around here. We want to leave no blocks that the baddies can spawn on. So we have to be real careful about our placements here. Okay, now was I supposed to... Yes, it was supposed to be this close. And of course, we probably don't want to repeat the same block around. And we have to make a kill chamber that's going to go however many blocks. I don't know if I have the math in my head right now, but it's however many blocks. This is where they land. And I gotta get it straight in my head. Wow, why is it so hard to think? Because I know that I have to have a block here. I guess it's something like this. But it's not a full block because then you wouldn't be able to do anything. You need to have a slab. And then you gotta have a carpet. I think that's about right. And then this would be the back of it, but again, you don't want to block the chest. So I'm trying to think the best way to do this. I'm actually thinking a polished deep slate block here instead. Give me a second to wriggle this out in my mind. I'll get it. It just takes me a second, but I'll get it straight. Wow, I did that twice. I can't believe that. Okay, I think I can use stairs, and of course you know that we like to fill in the whole tube. We want it to look good, so let's go ahead and get our deep slate polished stairs. Get rid of that gate. We can get rid of this minecart. We don't need it. I don't know why it's there. You can open a chest if you have upside down stairs, so that's fine. That should work great. Okay, this will actually now be glass. It will not actually be stone blocks. Stone blocks belong on the corners, which would be here, right? Here's my killing chamber, although that doesn't seem quite right because I'm falling down here a little bit lower than I should be. So give me a minute, I gotta work this out in my head. I've done something kooky here. Because that's supposed to be open, we're supposed to stand on it and kill through this hole. I think it's actually okay. I think we're actually supposed to drop down a little. But we can put something there if we need to. This should protect me here. Shouldn't have any issues with the baddies being able to get their little minions after me. Now, I've got to think the best way, probably just do this. I like to match things, as you guys probably noticed. Alright, now I believe it's supposed to be 29. Let's go ahead and do an andesite slab. I like the idea of matching that color even in part. So we'll use a polished andesite slab. I don't think that's quite right. I think I have something wrong here. I'll have to double check that. Because if I remember correctly, this is how it's supposed to be. I'm doing this all from memory, so. Alright, and then the last thing will be, I want a couple of these guys. No, I don't want those there, because I got to put an iron, bar around. Okay, do we want to leave it open like, yeah, why not? Let's just do that. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's just do that, folks. And I'll verify those distances later, but we need some iron bars. I'll check the chat in just a second. I'm kind of thinking my way through stuff and I have to concentrate. It's really tough for me right now. Alright, I see. Hey DreamBliss, did you hear about that writing AI? No, I did not. There's this smart artificial intelligence that can write essays for people who can write songs too. It's really impressive. AI teachers might have a hard time getting their students to write their own papers at home. Cool shadow man you got. We really are living in the future. Did you hear about that fusion reaction I made? No, I did not. Must admit, sometimes it's better to keep it simple. Oh, hey, look, that fixed my problem. The bar keeps me out. This is right. Okay, we're good. We is good. Now I gotta do another tricky maneuver here. I did not hear about this. I knew they were working on a fusion reaction. They've been working on something called cold fusion. I knew that. I didn't know how far they had proceeded with it yet. But I did hear about the cold fusion, but I did not know about any other stuff going on. I didn't know about a writing AI. I don't think the writing AI is going to pass for human no matter how good it is, so I don't think teachers have to worry about it too much. You can't really replace the humanity in a writer. It'd be very difficult to do that. All right, now I don't remember, and I don't know if I have it written down, the distances here, but he had, I wrote it down, but I don't know if I have it in my head correctly. He said he did it to 188. But 188 from what? From the base of the hopper? I don't know. So let's look at where the hopper's located and try to figure this out. I know it's 27 or 29. I know that much. So if we target the hopper, we are at 152. Okay, so if he was doing, oh shoot, let me get my head straight here. Okay, if he did 158 platform at 188 platform at 160. Let's do some math. I got a little paper here, you guys can't see it on because I don't have it on camera, but I got a little paper. I'm scribbling all these figures out. 188.0, 160.5. That doesn't seem right. 17.5 from the platform to the top of the tube. Then it's 3 more blocks, but they're only dropping 17.5 blocks. I thought it was 27 for sure. 5, 7, 1, yeah. According to this, according to my math, 17.5 blocks from the bottom of the platform to the top of the tube. So if we want to do the same thing, we will have to go to, give me a minute. Oh, we wouldn't use it from here. We would do 17.5 from one of these. Oh, my pen. Okay, so that's 151.5. We want to go 17 blocks from 151.5. .168, I think. .5. So we want to go to 168.5, giving us a shoot of 17 to kill the baddies. So we are currently at 155. Let's go to 168 and see if that looks about right. Now, one of the things that he did is he was doing a lot of positive south, positive direction with his platform. So that's where we're going to get into some tricky stuff. We're going to have to figure out how to do these positive directions, because I have no clue right now. We're going to make our spawning platform for the raid right above our main area and right above the center of our village, or villages, the average center. I don't know if this is the correct height here. I do know it has to be 112 from the village. So the village we figured was going to be at 57. And this is 168, so if I do 168 minus 57, I am at 111, so I'm very close, but not quite outside the village. I have to go up a few to do a water chute, so it should put us just outside the village. But I don't think this drop chute's big enough, folks. I think we don't have the right dimensions here. And I don't know how to get the right ones right now while I'm on camera, so we're gonna have to wait and see, or rather on stream. Gonna have to wait and see if I can figure that out later. Because I've got all the numbers here, but they don't make sense. I took a minute before I started to stream and I wrote down all the numbers. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it was 27 was the maximum distance a pillager could drop before dying, and that would be a one-hit kill. I disagree, DreamBliss. You may not be able to place humanity, but it's so advanced you think it was human words and creativity. Well, okay, it might be more advanced than I think. I am willing to be corrected. I think it's impressive, don't get me wrong. I know that Arthur C. Clarke said that technology can get so advanced that to us it would look like magic. And I know we can get to that level someday. But I don't think we're quite there yet, but I don't know. But I still think it's impressive how far we are. Okay, let me think now. What am I doing? Lost my train of thought. Okay, so I want to put my platform over here, but it needs to be, according to Logical Geek Boy, it needs to be positive X and Z directions, but if I put it this way, I'm actually going to be negative. Negative X. That was the plan. I wanted to put it right over the village. Positive puts it over this way and this way. And I did not really want to do that. I could theoretically move this entire platform over here. And then positive would be this way and this way. Maybe that's what I should do, folks. Let's do that. No, it won't take very long to do it. We've got it all set up here. Give me a minute. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. Want to be low enough to get the chest. I think it's a rotate 180. I am curious to see if we can ever get to a point where the AI can learn and think for themselves. It's a scary prospect, but it would be interesting to see if we can get to that point. Let's see if I did this right. Okay, so if I did it right, I should be able to do a rotate 180 and then paste, and it's not quite right. Dumb. Okay. Probably I have to go over here to paste. There we go. Okay, so we've changed this up slightly. And we should still be within the bounds of our chunk. I don't think we've changed chunks. Yep, we're still within our chunk. And now we can create our spawn platform in this direction. He got another one. Oh, he grew up and got back up the elevator. That's funny. Anyway, should be able to go this direction, positive X and positive Z for our spawn platform. I'm not sure we have enough room to create the spawn platform in a way that I'm trying to think here, because if I went this way only, I'd only be going positive in one direction. Well, maybe I could do it right over. I want to do it right overhead, so that's kind of what I want to do. Anyway, from this point, what we need is we're going to create a chute that's going to shove our pillagers and everything down here. I still don't think this is high enough. And I'm looking at my numbers and I can't figure out where I'm short. Because the platform that they did was at 160. Wait a minute, did I type that in wrong? I think I typed that in wrong. No, I didn't. Yeah, the top of the drop chute is, well, the spawn platform is 191. Hold on a minute here. And then it was platform is at 161. Now, according to my math, that's 30 blocks. So somewhere I'm missing a number that's not quite right. Yeah, it should be a 20, and I don't know why it's not. My math is wrong. Oh, I got it. I know what I did wrong. I see it. 27.5, folks. 10 more blocks. Or rather 27 is what the total blocks should be for their killing. All the way to this hopper should be 27. So let me count this out. So we're technically at 16, I think. So let's do 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. All right, so let's count it out now. We're going to go down here and we're going to select this, and it should tell me I have 27 blocks selected, which should be exactly what you need to drop the baddies. Okay, we've got the dimensions right. We figured it out. Okay. Just got to raise this up a little bit longer, and then we can build the spawn platform and get into the redstone, and we're getting this going. I thought it was 27. I could have sworn that it was, so it's nice to know that my memory is still working to some extent. That is really funny how the villagers pathfind to the bubble elevators. I didn't think they would be able to use those without like coaxing or something, but no, they're there. They're doing their villager thing in the bubble elevator. Alright, so if I've done my job correctly, I should have. So this is one block right here. And if we come here, we should have 26. So that's 27 underneath me. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Exactly. So we should have our dimensions correctly. Or correct. Gotta drop out. Okay, thank you for stopping by, Stone Man. It's nice to see you, man. I believe AI achieving a human level sense is only a matter of time. Okay. The villager AI is becoming too advanced. Okay. Hey, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. I appreciate your viewership. Alrighty, so we are continuing along our little thing here that we're doing. So now we need a drop chute. So let's figure this out. I'm gonna do a temporary bunch of blocks here. What this is supposed to do is provide a stream of water that goes down over there. So do I have any water on me? I don't have any water. I have lava. I don't think lava is going to do me any good right now. Don't know what I have the bed for. Okay, so that's one block too far. Now what he did 7. And had his platform go, oh, okay, I might have done this wrong anyway. No, wait a minute. This is positive Z. So just go on this side is all. Okay, I got you. Anyway, he did it something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the edge of the hole to create his platform. So and then he has a sign right here. So I think I have a sign on me. Keep pressing the wrong buttons all the time. Check the album, make sure we're good. Okay, we're good. Oh, that's not what we wanted. Okay, let's go a little higher and put it on here. Okay, so that is our water chute for shoving our prey into that chamber. And then this is where we will have our little platform. And I just have to figure out now how I want to decorate the rest of this. I don't want to get too caught up in details because then we're not getting work done, but I do want to detail a little bit. Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and keep it brick right here. That matches up everything fairly well and looks good to me. Okay, and then that can be removed because we're just going to create some kind of a thing there at some point. That can be removed. That's fine where that is. And then, of course, we would need one right here. No, we don't. Just need it there. Do I really need that there, though? Not sure. Let's just leave that alone for right now. So here's where we're going to create our platform. We can use solid blocks for this. I'm going to go ahead and use the andesite that I have. Now what we're creating here is a 5x7 platform that the raid can spawn on. I believe it has to be a 5x7, so we've got 5. That's if I've done my job correctly, that would be 5 towards positive and 7 towards positive in this direction. And we're right still within, we're right at the edge in our spawning platform of our chunks. So we've got all that done, so we're good there. Okay, so now the next question is, where do we proceed here? We're gonna have a lava chute here pretty soon. We gotta have an edging around here because this is to capture any ravagers that come in, and this is now outside, but this is not spawnable. This is where our clock's going to be, and I don't think that's going to be negatively affected by being outside. Now, according to Logical Geek Boy, you're supposed to break like the far corner, which would be this one, and come right down top of your village. Obviously that's not going to be the case. This is placed within the same chunk, but it's not going to bring you in that direction. Now, we are just under a blue line here. That's what we're supposed to see there, and I'm pretty sure we're just under a blue line down here. I wonder why there's light blue. Is it the dark blue only? That's the 16. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was instructed that those were, so it's the light blue, right? They're both 8. I thought they were a 16 by 16, not an 8 by 16 chunk. I'm a little confused there. But anyway, this should be underneath the line, and it is. I have to double check those measurements because I'm a little bit confused. Oh, great. Not this again. Come on, people. Seriously, go get a real job. I mean, or at least try to do something creative with your life. Okay, pardon me, folks. Taking care of it right now. Sorry about that. I guess I'm gonna have to sit down with Black Belt one of these days and fix this problem. I am sorry about this, folks. I wish people could do better than just mess with somebody who's trying his hardest, but whatever. I did, I killed it. You should make me a mod or get Black Belt moderation bot. It's a bot, doesn't have a life. Well, there's somebody that had to start the bot up, right? Let me see, can I? Alright, Pumpkin, guess what? I think I just added you as a moderator. Alright, I don't know how long that's gonna last, and we'll see how you handle the power, but you are now a moderator. Enjoy your power, man. Okay, so continuing on. I want some tiled steps, tiled deep slate. Don't get too carried away. I can take moderator powers away too, you know. Well, it's better having you handle it than me missing that stuff. My goodness. what person, you know, is initiating this stuff is what I want to know. And honestly, what do they hope to get out of it? I think I messed something up here. Give me a minute to get my brain working. Brain not work. No brain work. Brain gone. Brain hurt. Hulk brain hurt. Okay, that's not what we want either. I think what I actually want... I'll read your comments here in just a second, Barry. Pumpkin. I have the power! I don't know. I mean, I'm never going to click on any of that stuff and buy it, so I don't know why anyone would even bother putting the effort into it. It's never going to get any business that way. I actually made a comment on a channel the other day, last night actually, well, this morning, because it's last night for me, but this is Diesel Dave, Heavy D Sparks. He's going to consider buying this shop full of helicopter parts, and I told him, you know, I'm pretty my thoughts on selling, the best way to sell something to somebody is not to sell something to somebody. That's what I said. If you got something somebody wants, you're meeting a need, you're meeting a demand, you know, you're serving them, you're doing them a favor by giving them the thing that is that they're after. You know, you don't have to sell, you can just serve your customer and give them that thing, and you know, they're set. You know, you sell them the whatever it is that they need. So trying to force stuff on people in sales, you're not meeting a need, you're not serving your customer, it's not gonna succeed in the long run. You have to meet a need, you have to serve your customer, you have to be able to meet a need or a demand. And let's face it, you know, if people want to have that kind of explicit material, they're not going to click on a YouTube thing. They're going to go onto the internet and go find somewhere for it. So I don't know what these people are thinking, but... Alright, do I like this design? I'm not 100% sure I like it or dislike it. I haven't decided. I don't want to get too caught up detailing designs. I got to get to work. So, okay, we got our platform ready. Black Belt, welcome to the stream. They probably hack accounts and use those to get likes or comments to boost videos in the algorithm. They steal information. Hi, I'm a mod now. I told Black Belt, or told Pumpkin not to let the power get into his head, you know. So how you doing, Black Belt? How's things going for you? Okay, now I gotta try to remember how to do all this. This part here has gotta all be done in memory. Oh, my poor head. My poor head. I think... Yes, I think this has to go around. I have to have tile going around the edge here. The way I like to do it, anyway. I don't remember if in the back it goes at an angle or if it goes straight. I'm not sure. This music makes me think of some kind of like a caper movie or something. I'll just do that for right now. I don't see why I can't. Okay, so we're gonna use, let's see, how did I decide to do this before? He used glass. I chose to do something different. But I'm not sure what I want to do now. Yeah, this makes me think of some kind of caper movie. I'm gonna use glass for right now because I can't think. So this is to prevent the Ravagers from, when they get on the platform, from squeezing their way out, in case you're wondering. That's why all this is here. And you use glass because you don't want the raid to spawn anywhere other than this platform in the middle of this little area we're creating here. I'll leave that asymmetrical for right now. Asymmetrical, rather. I'm not 100% sure I have this right. I might have messed something up because I'm having trouble concentrating and thinking right now. Alright, I think what we need is some trap doors. So we'll get some acacia trap doors out. Plop those down. So this is the water that will flush the baddies out, and I'm trying to remember. Did it go all the way to the end on the glass, or did it stop at a glass wall? I'm having trouble remembering. I don't think it matters ultimately, but I'm just can't remember. And I think this is in the wrong area. I think we need to move one more back because that's supposed to contain the water. I said the same thing about my channel. Dream, guess what? What's going on, Black Belt? What's the news? Did you get a new computer for Christmas? Are you getting married? Did you find a black belt female that could kick your rear end? Let me know what's going on, man. I'm waiting with a bated breath over here, folks. So we're going to have a tripwire hook go along here that's going to trigger this. And then out here, and I have to do this all by memory. Good luck me. All this by memory. I don't even know that I can. The very thought terrifies me. I remember there was this, then he had a redstone torch right here. You're only 50 days away from 1,000. Okay, well that's still pretty exciting news. I knew you were gonna make 1,000. I knew it. Okay, so we need slabs or whatever we're going to use here. We can't use bottom slabs anyway. Oh, pardon me for yawning. Let's use andesite just to make it easier. We use full blocks. I don't think I need to use non-full blocks. So we need to go, I believe, hold on a minute, I gotta check my numbers. It's 16 total repeaters. This is the repeater line. So we gotta go 9. And each of these repeaters has to be set to 3 game ticks. Or 3 ticks, or whatever it is. Now, because You can't connect repeaters in a circle or in a corner, or I don't know how to explain any better than that, but now make sure all our ticks are correctly. You can use a bit of redstone and that does it. So it should have 16. And we do, so that takes care of that circuit. The next circuit goes out this way. And I'm not 100% sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm doing this all from memory, folks. Every bit of this is being done from memory. And my memory is full of sieves. Just to let you know. Okay, so that's done, and then there's supposed to be a line of redstone. Oh, poopy. There's supposed to be a line of redstone somewhere around here. Maybe right here on this block, and I have this all wrong. That goes... Where does that line of redstone go? I know it goes all along here. Give me a minute, folks. This is gonna be tough for me to get around my mind here. I don't remember how the redstone connects. I remember there's a line that's gonna go from one trip hook. And I think it goes to the next one. I think this is it. But don't quote me on that. Okay, let's get our trip hook wire in. If you have any advice or happen to know what I'm doing and have an idea how it needs to be done, please be sure to comment because I'm completely lost. 30 or more game days until my big stream. Ooh. What's your big stream gonna be? Got a special project planned? Looking forward to it. Alright, that's working. And it's failing as well. I've done something wrong. Don't ask me what, I have no idea. Let's put the redstone torch back, and we got it partially right. We're still missing some piece of information. I don't know if this is supposed to be here. I remember this is here, and I remember there's a torch, but I don't remember it's on the underside over by this block or by the other. I don't think it's on that block, so I think that is there. Okay. Because there's no other place really to put your torch. That's about it. So, and it does make the whole thing trigger. But then I don't know about this. Maybe what we have, because I remember he said something about it having to extend to... Ah, there we go. I think we got it, folks. I think we did it! Streaming from day 980 to day 1000. Wow, that'd be a big stream. So if we did my job correctly, this should eventually time out and then just be ready to spawn on platform again. If I screwed it up, which is more likely, we're gonna have some issues. Okay, from what I can tell, we're not triggering these guys. What is with the Batman music? I better double check what we're on here. We're still no, we're on bounce. Where are we anyway? We're on bounce. Moving into evergreen. Okay, we'll leave it for now. Alright, well, I have to research this, folks. I'm doing something wrong here. Couldn't tell you for the life of me what it is. I don't know. I know that this extends by 2. I'm pretty sure I got that right. This part here doesn't feel right to me because I remember this being lower. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lower it. Get up there. Stop falling down. That's not helping me none. Because I remember that being lower, but I don't remember for sure. And then, is there supposed to be any redstone right there? Yeah, how would that power, what would that block be powering? Or how would that power that? I don't know. Let's trigger the thing and see what happens. I think we might have it, folks. Hold your breath. Hello, Snowman. Welcome back. Yeah, it's Harris Heller Stream Beats, so it should be copyright free. No, we still haven't fixed it. We're still off somehow. Not 100% certain what I've done wrong. I do see one issue. Yeah, I do see one issue. These can only, a signal can only go by 12. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is too long, and that means that I have done something wrong in my design because this is only supposed to be 12. Now that's 12 exactly right there. I wonder what will happen if we trigger this. Not doing anything because there's no connection. And I don't remember if this is supposed to all move forward 1 block and I might be off by a block. Because I remember he had it going 2 blocks in front. Let's move this forward by 1 block and see if maybe that's the issue. Part of the troubleshooting process. Now what we'll do is we will set this up differently. I'm pretty sure that this isn't right either, but we'll give it a try. Okay, we got a hole in our boat. Hole in the boat won't let it float. Okay, we are moving right along. And I'm just going to come along here and I'm going to do this. And move all this off. I have no idea if this is the correct solution. I don't remember exactly all the dimensions, and I'm not loading up the other world. I'm going to try and do this by memory, and if I fail, I will redo it later. You guys get the general prototyping. I was hoping to have an actual working prototype for you by the end of the stream, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pull this off. I don't think that's right either. If I remember correctly, it was supposed to extend to past. Why am I doing this? And I don't think that's right either, but I don't know. What do you get when you cross an elephant and a rhinoceros? Anyone know? Man, I could not do. Well, I'm trying my best, Stone Man. Thank you for the encouraging words, but I'm having nothing but problems right now getting this part done by memory. It's not coming through very well, but I appreciate the support. Thank you. I don't know. Let's see. That does nothing. Alright, well then I don't quite know what to do. I am stymied. It's supposed to close and open the trapdoors, not just open them. As you can see, we're not quite getting what we're looking for here. Alright, let's try redstone torch up one more block, and then we're done fussing with this for now. We'll refer to the Morting's design or something later. Is this working? Did we actually stumble into a solution? Well, if it stops, yes we did. If it doesn't, no we didn't. So this is called a delay clock, in case you're wondering what the heck this thing is. The farm is coming along very slowly, and I'm not sure I have anything right. And it's not working correctly because it's just going up and down and up and down. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and stop here. And I'm going to go ahead and consult Morting's design. And you guys can see the design that I did initially. It's based off Logical Geek Boy's design. His works, mine doesn't. So I thought I'd prototype my own design. That's why we're here today. Alright, let's see where I messed up. Okay, first order of business. Pardon me for shouting there. I have supposed to have a 5x5, not a 5x7. That's my first mistake. It does go on the first row of glass. Second row of glass is where the water would be contained. Circuit is moved down one more, with a dot of redstone connecting and 2 here for the clock. So memorize this layout, somebody, so I can remember it. This is right. This just has to move forward, so there's a nice space here. And yeah. Okay, let's do it. Let's see if I can do this now just by looking at that by memory. Oh, this is tough. Very tough. I cannot imagine doing a 6-hour stream, Black Belt. I hope you have a very excellent stream and it works out really well for you. But I cannot imagine myself being able to do that. That would drive me up the wall. Up the wall and out the other side, as they say. Okay. Let's fix this. Again, doing it all by memory. Okay, now we got some vaguely Christmas music, folks. Let me know what you guys think. This isn't quite right, but I know I've got that correct there. Let's fix the size of our platform. I guess that's acceptable music for this time of year. I'm not sure I'm thrilled about it, but alright, so we have it too big. It's supposed to be a 5 by 5. So I'm supposed to shrink this in a bit. Shoot, I've got a problem and I'm not sure how to resolve it. I'm not sure. This technically should be another step. And then the whole chute here should start one more over than where it is. Which I think I can pull off, but it's not going to be easy. Oh, come on, brain. I know you got this. You can do this. Come on, my brain. So, what do you guys think of the Christmas music? Is that right up your alley? Music is courtesy of Harris Heller from his Stream Beats collection. Okay, so if I've done my job correctly, we just have to patch this hole. Okay, so now we have that lined up correctly. Okay, give me a minute to get my thoughts untangled here. Technically, this whole thing should be moved out by 1, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do that just to make my life a little easier than what it currently is. Because that's not working really well for our design here. But that only took me a second to fix here. Okay, so I need to put on my repeaters, maximum ticks. Alright, so that means that these will probably have to expand out by 1. And subtract by 1. Okay, so what this allows me to do is, if I can figure out what I'm doing. You know, I can't make it make me fall when I want it to, but when I don't want to be falling down, it's really good at making sure I do. Tell you what, it excels at that. I think this is the design we want. That is our water tube, and I don't think I'm going to go any lower than that. Let's put our water in there. Make sure everything's working correctly. Somehow we lost our fence. I'm still not getting quite the pressure that I want here, so I'm going to fix this really quick. Didn't lose our fence, our sign. We had a sign here. Oh, and we're 1 further over than we should be, but that's okay because we are going to be shrinking this in. Now this is the direction of negative, so we'll have less negative, which is good. Let's hope I can actually get it right this time. Oh, wait a minute. We've got another problem. I can't go that direction because this tube, where it's located, is actually set in stone. I can't move that tube. It has to be there so that it can grab the mobs, and I forgot about that. So I actually have to make it even more complicated than I wanted to. Now it's going to take even longer to get done. Because I have to take from this side. I don't get to do it any other way. It won't let me. Oh, this is frustrating. I have to redesign every single thing all the way over simply because of that one problem. I don't need this stress, man. I don't need it. I wish things would work better. Why are we having water? I thought I got rid of the source block. Let's behave ourselves, shall we? Which means that our repeaters were in the right position, so now we gotta place them again. You guys get to see how much fun prototyping is. Don't you wish you were doing this with me? I mean, this just makes you want to sit down and play Minecraft for 6, 7, 8 hours and prototype your own designs, doesn't it? Like top of the list for you to do. Okay, I think we've got it right this time. Let's make sure. So there's our drop tube. And our steps end where the water stream ends, and it starts here. And that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think it's quite right yet. I think we're off slightly by 1. Because the way that Logical Geek Boy did it, he lines everything up. So We don't need this here. Okay. Alright, so if I've done this right, this goes down to the drop chute. Now the way I remember him doing this is he had another stair right here. But he said only 7 stairs. That would be it. Am I doing something wrong? My size is wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, my size is all wrong. I know that this here... Oh, okay, I've got it. I think I know what's going on. This is so tricky. Trying to get all the exact right measurements. Oh my goodness. I'm going to pull what little bit of hair I got out of my head. There we go. Okay, now we've got it. Maybe. Possibly. Now you guys know why I got mad and I destroyed my one I was building on the BlissWorld thing, because I just could not handle this. It stressed me out, man. Very frustrating. Now we got to figure out my design again. Okay, but we got this right this time. We are on our 5x5 platform, and it expands in the, from this direction, it expands in the positive X by 5 and in the positive Z by 5. And we are within our, yes, we're right within our chunk. You can see the edge of the chunk right there. So, if I don't make any more mistakes and get it right, now what I don't remember is if there's more trapdoors. Because I didn't think there was, but I don't remember. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put them in there just in case. I want to get this all ready for our tripwire. We will add this. Let me see. I'm already having an awesome thumb for that stream. Dream, do you use pick block? Yes, I'm using pick block all the time, black belt. When I have the block I actually want to pick. I use it all the time. I don't have the block, I can't pick it. I wish that this little bar of inventory stuff down here was about 100 times longer. Sometimes. Okay, now I don't want this necessarily to be a glass. I'm actually thinking more along the lines of making this our redstone. We use this to signify redstone blocks. In case you guys are wondering why I choose certain blocks. I do have a pattern. I do have a reason. There is a method to my madness, although most of it is just madness. Okay, we'll figure this out here in a little bit. I don't know what to do over there yet. Okay, so we've got our water channel ready. We've got our trip hook ready. We've got our drop chute almost ready. We need to put our block back that's going to stop the water here. So let's go get ourselves... I am in the wrong inventory. I don't have any signs. Why do I not have any signs? Here's your sign. Does anybody know who says, here's your sign? Post in the chat. Okay, so... I don't remember where the water stream starts, but I think it's right here. I think, but I'm not sure. So we will do this and this. And then we will fill in this block here with our what we've been using for our cornice blocks or our corner blocks. Same for here. Just because that makes more sense to me, you know? And that will be our water channel to push all of our mobs down below to where they're going to get turned into mincemeat. And this is going to soon be a lava channel, and then this will be filled in and just be a big window so that we can see what's going on with everybody. Alright, I think we have all the dimensions right. I think we haven't made any more mistakes. Mobs will drop down here, and then I think it's supposed to be a block drop from the steps. The sign stops the water from going down. Now we have to redo this for the 110th time. But this is the process of prototyping, people. You ever wanted to know what you have to go through to figure out a design? This is it. Now I got another issue, but it's just a cosmetic aesthetic issue. And that's this right here. I don't quite like how that looks, but I'll just do this. Because I'm allowed to be picky. And I'll do the same thing over here to match it. Because in architecture, you try to match. You try to echo a design element in other locations. So now we need a repeater, and hopefully this will be the last time we place them. One. Let me know if I missed anything. Okay, redstone going over here. A dollop right there. This is ready to rock. Bring this back by 2. I need, I believe, I don't remember if this side goes out or this side goes out. My memory is not recalling right now. I think I have this right, but I don't know for sure. See, I used pick block right there. Should have 18 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And make sure all the arrows are pointing in the right direction. It should be pointing one way in one direction, one way in the other. And it might have to be reversed if my memory is not serving correctly here. Okay. Now, somewhere around here is supposed to be, this is supposed to extend out by 2. And then somewhere in here was supposed to be where we have our redstone torch. But were you to ask me where that is, I would not be able to tell you. I also don't remember if I looked at it for a second at the other design, but there was a redstone dot, I thought, somewhere near these guys. I thought. So now I'm a little bit stumped. I think we've got this wrong. I don't think it's quite right. We're missing one thing, but I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to put it there. I looked at it for a second, and I'm trying to memorize it from that 1 second, and Yeah. I know that this was a blank hole here in between these two. Oh, you know what, folks? I think I know what it needs to be. I think I got it. Maybe. Cross your fingers for me here. I think this gets moved over one. Because I remember that the little hole between here is actually supposed to be 2. But I don't know from here. Now, is that supposed to be... Yeah, it's only supposed to be 2. It's not supposed to be 3. So, no, that's wrong. We'll get it. You bet your britches we will. Oh, and then this goes over. I got it. I got it, folks. But what I don't know is if I found it. I stumbled on the solution. But what I don't know is which direction is which on these. I can't remember which way I'm supposed to go. But we're going to go this way first and then around the corner. We got it, folks. We should have a working system, and we're very close now to testing. We have got it. If I haven't screwed something else up, it should be okay. Let's see if I'm right. No, we still have something wrong. I don't know quite what it is. I do know that this is correct right here because I remember there being a little dot next to these guys. I do not remember which direction they point. But we can experiment before we go back and attempt to... I heard something that sounded like lava. Oh, I think that was my thing burned out. I burned out my torch. You gotta be careful. Those torches, they don't like all the pressure, man. Do not click on any of these guys because you want to keep them where they is. When you hear that hiss noise, you've burnt out your redstone torch. Okay, so that is not correct because it burned out the redstone torch immediately. So I know that that isn't correct. Because I'm pretty sure my placements on everything are good. Just one minor niggle or two that I don't got quite figured out yet. Because I remember there being a dot there. It could have been over one more. There's every possibility that what we need is this. But I'm not sure on that. No, that's not correct either. Okay. It's good to verify though. I'll read your guys' chat in just a second. Still trying to work through this. We'll refer back to the other one here in a minute. Yeah, and this isn't right either because that killed... Well, no, okay, maybe I'm not doing... Okay. Now, wait a minute. I don't remember the redstone being on top. Alright, let's go look really quick at the other design. Alrighty. And we're just about to our stopping point. I don't think we'll get to be able to test it tonight because I don't know how much patience you guys got from me having to go back and forth between levels here, trying to figure this out, and I'm running out of voice. All right, what did we do wrong? Okay, so they start facing right here, going this way. We got that right. And it's, wait a minute. It's 18 repeaters and 9 of these guys. So we got to do some adjustments. Oh, okay, so these come straight down to where the torch is. There's 3 steps here. And the torch is 1 more up. It's in line with this block right here. Okay, and 9 repeaters. Okay, let's see if we can get it right this time. I hope my design works. Ugh. Okay, so this has to have 1 more block that is in line. What are you doing with the grind? With that. That is fine. Torch doesn't go there. Torch goes up here. In line with these guys. This needs to be 9. So let's do that. Okay, that should be all correct. This should be 8 and not 9, so we're going to knock 2 of these down and get rid of that. And that should be it, folks. I think. Don't quote me, but I think we have it. So the trapdoor should open and flop down, and then flop a couple more times, and then close, and the water should be back where it's supposed to be. And according to our chunk placement, we are right at the edge, right in the middle of our same chunk of our village, or our center of our village. Okay, folks, we did it. We got it right. We finally got it right. Now we just got to do some stuff to deal with the Ravagers and a few cosmetic things. Okay, so now when we trip that, it will flush all the baddies down. We've got our stream where it needs to be, so that's good. And there's going to be a 2-block gap here at some point. Because this is where we're going to have our lava. So what I did in my build, I guess this should stay a stair. I don't think I should mess with that. So I want to ignore everything I've got going on here. Well, maybe not here, but on the sides. I want to keep it relatively similar. But I don't really have a choice at this point. If I want to match up my design very well, I don't have a choice. Okay, we lost my sign again. Darn. Losing my sign. Okay, that's all done. question is, do I want to continue my glass up this way on that side? I think I do. I think I want to do that, and I think I want to change this to deep slate tiles. Just to kind of match some of my other design elements where I'm not using the glass, I'll use the deep slate tile. Alright, I don't want to get too caught up on that. The reason why I did all of this is so that now I'd have this area here where I could work on a wall. Actually, it looks like... Man, I got 3 different pillars here. Ouch, my knee. Yowie. I'm gonna have to stretch. My leg wants to hurt me. Okay, the reason why I went to all this hassle is I have to get a wall. I don't have to use a wall, but you can't spawn on a wall. And what I want to do with this wall, if I can find the right one, I want the tile wall, I think. I'd like it to start and be headed right here. And what this wall exists for is to ensure that no Ravagers can escape and go anywhere. I don't want them to go. And then there's going to be a killing chamber. I don't remember the dimensions that I have to do for it. My memory is unclear. I remember there being a batch of signs. I know it's 3 blocks high for it. So this is 2 blocks. So it would be on the next row. And I'm thinking I'll use tile for the lava stuff. How about that? What do you guys think? Does that look good enough? Gets plenty of height here to take care of our baddies, so they go down. And we'll start at 3 height is where we're going to have. I believe 3 height is where I want it, because I don't want it at 2 height. I think I have that right, but I might be wrong. I might start it at 2 because it would put the lava at 3. That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, I think so, actually. Okay. Okay, I think I've got it. Now let's get ourselves an acacia sign. If you guys have any questions, be sure to post in the chat, and I want to thank you for tuning in. We are prototyping what I hope will be a very successful raid farm, but I don't know. I gotta wrap my head around this placement. I may not be quite right here. No, wait a minute. It doesn't go here. That's wrong. It goes here. Now, I did my placement for the lava a bit differently than Logical Geek Boy and Tings, whatever his name is. And I'm prouder of what I did. I think it looks cooler. So I'll show you guys that as soon as I figure out how to do it and where to put it. Yeah, and this puts the lava 2 blocks. I think I have this right. I don't think I screwed anything up, so that's good. I hope I didn't screw anything up. I triggered my tripwire. So what I did with the lava is I went ahead, he had a certain way that he recommended to do it. I went and did it differently. Because I have to be different, you know how I am. And I just went along and I placed, I believe, just like this. And the end result was I have this really sweet looking solid mass, perfectly square lava. And I think that is the freaking coolest thing in the entire world right there. Okay, so now we don't want our Ravagers and whatnot trying to float their way out of the base. I think we can get rid of these blocks here and maybe put, instead of this, put some steps. Just like that. Can't spawn on steps, looks cool. Fits the design element okay. And then we've got our windows here for lighting, and then I'm going to go ahead and push it, and I'm going to do right all the way across. That's what I'm going to do. Because I am particular, and I want things to look nice. Because I just cannot be happy unless things look nice. I've got problems. I won't deny it. Okay. Gotta redo the sign again because I moved it again. How many times are we gonna do that, I wonder? Okay. Don't jump into the lava if you're doing this in survival. You will not like the end result of that, trust me. Lava, no good. Okay, I think we have our layout all figured out and done. I don't think there's anything here I need to change or address or do any different. I can put a stair step right here if I want to, just to make sure things shuffle where they need to go. Beyond that, I don't know anything else to do here. I'm going to put a stair step in there just on the off chance. I'm just grateful that it came out. It's looking okay. Now that's still a good solid 3-block drop there, so that should grab any baddies. Alright folks, we are going to be able to do a test. You are in luck, but it's going to take me a second because I got to find the command. And it's not easy. But there is a command where you could give yourself a effect. In this case it would be the wow, I can't talk today. The bad omen. I'm wondering if I want to put a wall back here. Or if it's even necessary. I don't think it's necessary, honestly, because I think everybody's going to get pushed down to the side. We do need some lanterns. Let's get some lanterns up here so when we go back to the day-night cycle, we don't have to worry about baddies that we don't want spawning up here. Not there. Excuse me, 1 second. We need to have some roofing because we have, remember, we have spawnable blocks up here right now. I'm going to go ahead and go with the polished. We need to make this all non-spawnable. They can't spawn on a fence, but they can spawn on these blocks right here, and that is a flaw that Mortings did in his design. Is he did not have proper spawn proofing of his upper part of his farm. But we know better, and we're going to do our spawn proofing. And try to make it look cool at the same time. Although, you know, my design tastes are arguable whether or not it's actually good or cool. But I like my design elements. Now the next question is, do we want to have a full-on roof? And I don't think I do. What do you guys think? I think I just want to leave it like this. This will make sure that the Ravagers get pressed up into the lava and they can't go anywhere. Just make sure there's no spawning area for anything. We put a lantern right here and nothing can spawn there. And we can put a carpet right here. So let's get ourselves a carpet. And then there's no spawning on that block. And I think we can put a carpet here. And that will keep everything from spawning around there. We can put a carpet here, of course. Or we can make that glass. That's another choice. I think all spawnable blocks are now carpeted or what have you. And the wall should keep everything where it needs to be. I'm going to go ahead and do one more row in here. I want to make sure that these Ravagers, they don't have anywhere to go but where I want them to go. I don't want them getting out on top of the roof. Now we need some lighting, and I'm thinking along the lines of hanging a lantern here maybe? And here? And then maybe we could even hang an extra lantern somewhere else, like maybe here. I don't know, maybe that's overdoing it on the lighting, but what do you guys think? You tell me in the comments what you guys think. Actually, I can remove this lantern and replace that with a carpet as well. I like it. Let me know what you guys think. We're going to now test it. So give me a second. I have to get myself Bad Omen, and we're going to see if we actually are able to get this farm running. We're going to go out of this stream with a bang. I don't believe there's anything I have overlooked or missed. I did not double check my distances, but I'm pretty sure I've got everything right. Pardon me. So my spawning platform is currently at 181. And if I get out my paper I've been doing all my math on, and we type out 57 and we go for, that's 124 from the center of the village, so it's outside of the range. I think all the numbers are going to match, folks. Let's just do this. Let's give this a try, and we will see if it actually works. This is the first iteration of the Logical Geek Boy and More Things inspired farm. I am not worried about Vexes. I'm just going to put a little roof here and stick some carpeting here because I don't want anything to spawn here. And I like to have a railing, so we're going to have a railing put in. And I guess we're going to have a villager friend with me. He's not sure where he wants to go right now, so I guess him and I are going to live together. And then I got to figure out some other things here. I think I want to put a polished deep slate step here, just for cosmetics, and then we can get ourselves Bad Omen and see if this works. That villager dancing around is almost like in time to the music. Isn't that funny? There we go, and we'll put 2 final lanterns right here. If I can get my mind working. I'm gonna make sure we're still on the right music. I don't want to be putting anything on here that's copyrighted. We're gonna put our day-night cycle back to normal after we do our initial test. But that's going to be our area where we're going to be picking up our loot. And everything, all the major parts are all within the same chunk. So I'm hoping, crossing my fingers that this will work, but I don't know what to expect. I think I'm going to be disappointed. Okay, so give me 1 second. I need to first see, do these guys claim their job blocks? Yep, he's a fisherman. He's a fisherman hat. This guy has refrained, but he has a job block, so I don't think I'm going to worry about it. If it doesn't work, we'll worry about that next. Give me a minute to check, and we're okay. We're still on Stream Beats. We're good. Fix the lounge. Okay. Now, somewhere in here, I have a website that I went to. It was a Reddit post. And it says how to give yourself the command for Bad Omen. I can't remember it very well. Effect give. Okay, so let's try this. This is a fancy schmancy command stuff here. Effect give me Bad Omen. Huh? Okay, I now have Bad Omen. We're going up, and if it's gonna work, and I'll be surprised if it actually does, should summon a raid. Folks, it's working. It is working. I heard the horn, but I'm not seeing anybody spawn yet. But I heard the horn. It says we're in a raid. Probably it spawned the raid down below me. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah. Because we aren't quite high enough from... it couldn't spawn the raid where I wanted it to spawn. So now they're all dashing around over here. Okay, let's deal with this really quick. We just need to replace this with some deep ocean water. So let's do that so they can't spawn here again. I gotta figure out the best measurement here to use. He said it actually only had to be, how many blocks did he say? I was at 160. He said it only had to be 70 blocks. Let's see if we can count out 100 blocks. So this should be 100. Okay, so all we have to do is go 49 in one direction, 49 in the other, right? May not be the most accurate counting in the world, but we'll deal with it. We gotta turn this all into ocean or water, so there's no spawnable blocks. Okay, and then if we go 100 in this direction, Okay, we need to go 200. Okay, that should be good enough to create an area that they cannot spawn in. It won't be perfect. I'm not really good at rushing out my measurements. Not even counting this last one. Just trying to guess. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna go down. Eight blocks. We're gonna zoom up here, go all the way over to here. Then we'll deal with the raiders after we get this done. Okay. So this is a quartz block. I believe it's regular quartz block with water. And now everybody's in a giant bathtub. Not quite good enough though. It needs to be a little bit more, so let's give it a little more. Okay, we'll hit this. I need to make it a little wider. It's not quite wide enough to where I can trust that it will not spawn a raid. So we'll go all the way over to here and we'll turn all this into water. And hope and pray that we're about right on all of this, on the dimensions. We don't want them to be able to spawn in here at all. Alright, we'll do one more in the other direction, vaguely the same. That should be good enough. Alright, now we will go deal with our raiders and we will give ourselves the effect again. And we will then begin the process of attempting to restart this whole raid process. My anvil fell to the bottom. Alright, where do the rest of the guys go? I don't see them around here. Alright, let's climb upstairs and see if we can get them to spawn. Some of them might be up here. Says one raider. How did he get in here? That's funny. Looser. Alright, to trigger another raid, we've got to go down here, I guess. And then go up here. I don't have Bad Omen on me, so I don't know if this is going to work or not. I don't hear any horns. Let's turn off the music so I can hear better. Yeah, it's kind of a cool song. Music is pretty groovy. I like it too. Okay, it doesn't look like we re-triggered the raid. Let's jump down here and give myself back the status effect we need. I do like that music, but I want to be able to hear if the raid triggers. So we're going to give myself the effect again. This villager is unhappy with me because I have tried to kill him. Bye-bye, villager. I'm not a nice guy today. Alright, final attempt. Well, maybe not final, but close to final attempt. Let's see. Give myself Bad Omen. Raid is starting. We're going up to the top here. Yeah, I like that music, but I want to be able to hear. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I did not hear a horn sound. So that tells me that this farm design isn't working. Again, I can't get this farm design to work. It's strange, but I can't get it to function. And this isn't correct. This should be summoning, the villager should be getting the Bad Omen, or I should be getting the raid summoning. I can't talk. But it's not happening. Apparently I'm not low enough. According to this, it has to be like, sheesh, 3 blocks lower? So even though I've done all the math and I did all the numbers and crunched all the numbers. Okay, so let's fix that really quick. And I really did. You guys know we worked through that really hard to try to make sure that we had the right numbers, and it's not cooperating again, as I kind of expected. Alright, so this is lowering me down by 2. Let me see if I got this right. We'll try here really quick and see if we can get the effect started up from being down here. We got to re-waterlog our chest and all that business. I have no idea how this managed to be all wrong, but it did. And that's the frustration I've been dealing with. I did all the numbers, I crunched all the math, I did everything exactly correct, and somehow it comes out wrong. And I don't even know how it's coming out wrong because I did everything right. There is nothing more frustrating than, taking the time to do things the right way and then finding that they just will not work. Alright, we will see if we can re-trigger a raid from right here. We've now waterlogged our landing chest. We've done it 2 blocks lower, even though all our math was correct. And if we press F3 and G, you can see that now we might even have to go 2 more blocks down. You notice how this here, where it was triggering a raid before, is right in line with this. This actually might be how far down we have to go. I don't know yet, but we'll find out. I'll give myself Bad Omen up here, drop down, and we'll see what happens. And as you can see, no. Back to work again. So I'm beginning to think that yes, we're going to have it be right here. That's where the chest will be. Alright, once we get that situated, okay, moving right along, we'll grab these guys with pick block. And we'll grab these guys and fix this all up. Okay. Actually, we're 1 low. We need to be 1 higher. So I'm getting tired. You guys can tell. It's been a long day. Wow, why are you not picking what I told you to? Okay, so this is where the chest is going to go, before I forget. And then we just need to get our blocks around it. But yes, we went through and we did all the math and we went through all the numbers, and this was correct. Where we had this placed should have been working, and this was the same problem that I had in the other one. I followed the instructions exactly, and yet somehow my measurements got messed up, and I still haven't figured out how that happened. All right, let's give myself Bad Omen, and once we have this part working, then we'll do another test, but I don't think there's much else that we can do to fix this. So we got Bad Omen, we jump down here, and we're still off by 1 block. As you can see, it's not starting a raid. I can't believe that I'm still off by 1 block. How many times do I have to redo this? It's getting old, I got to say. But we will get this. It might take me the rest of my life, but I will figure this out, darn it, anyway. So how it's supposed to work, in case you guys weren't clear, I'll try to explain, but how it's supposed to work is that when I drop down onto this waterlogged chest, the chest is waterlogged so I don't die, it's supposed to immediately trigger another raid so you can keep cycling through raids. It has to be just low enough to do that, and it has to be within a particular placement. It's not easy to explain, and it's obviously not easy to do. Okay. Hopefully I've got it this time. I did all the measurements, added all the numbers up as I've already said, and somehow it still came out wrong, so I don't know. Okay, this is what we want to see. We're good here. So now when we come up here, it should trigger a raid, but it won't because I know that it's still not working. No horn. And this is the problem that I had with my build that I did using Logical Geek Boy's design, and then I followed Morting's design because I actually had the world so I could study how he did it. And I could not get it to work. Every time it would not work. I got the measurements here correct. I got the measurements there correct. I know my platforms are in the right spot. I'm fairly certain, unless this villager down here not claiming the job block is causing a problem, I'm fairly certain that that sand is the center of my village. But let's go ahead and we're going to slaughter a villager. Unless they all are now fishermen. He's a fisherman. He's a fisherman. Alright, so we don't even have to slaughter them. They are all in their job blocks, are all claimed. The average of the three should be this soul sand block, and it is. I know all my heights are correct on everything. If we go up now and look, you'll see that now we're below this darker blue line, but our feet will be just under that darker blue line, which I don't know what exactly that's supposed to mean, but something to do with subchunks. And then our killing platform is under this lighter blue line. And our spawning platform is within the chunk and is just under... Where is it under? I can't read it. It's one block under the light blue line. We've got a 27 block chute that kills the baddies right here. Well, just about kills them, doesn't kill them straight out. And all these distances are all the similar where they're supposed to be from the center of the village. And the design fails yet again. Now, I have been told that hard mode works better. So before we leave today, we are going to do something. We are going to go into hard mode. Oh, let's make sure we didn't summon a raid somewhere else in the world. I don't think we did, but let's make sure. But we're going to go into hard mode, and we're going to see if, by any chance, that actually does make a difference as far as how the farm starts. However, Morting's design works fine for him and for me when I use it in normal mode. So difficulty should not make a difference. But that's the last thing we can test tonight, and then we're done. Unfortunately, this has been a fail, and I apologize, but I have not been able to get this to work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm doing something wrong, and I don't know what it is. And there is no horn. So I know that I've got this part working. If I summon the bad omen, I know that now I will immediately start. But this was measured out, and now I've had to move it down like 3 or 4 blocks. So that something has gone fishy there. I don't know why. I have heard that there's supposed to be some random locations picked, but I don't know anything about the mechanics. There's no videos on it. But as you can see, although I've got that part working, I can't get this working. And I don't think I need to lower that or this platform. I think all of that is set where it needs to be. But I will go over it off camera at some point. I know I'm going to walk away from it and just give up. There's no help or information. I don't get any replies from anybody that I've commented that has done this design to try and figure out what the issue is. I'm not the only one having problems. Other people are having problems too. But I want to thank you guys for joining this stream. You can see how this farm's supposed to work. I think my guess is that something is keeping the game from choosing to spawn the raid on this platform. And so one of the things that I can do is I can take this platform and I can move it around inside this thing. I don't have to connect it to the drop chute. All I have to do, not this platform, but this one up here is what I meant. All I have to do is move this platform around inside here in various locations. I can try Logical Geek Boys lining it up. I did that in my design of it, and that didn't work when I followed his tutorial and built it according to what he did, not my design. I followed that and had it landing right on top of the middle job block. I could try putting the middle of the platform right over where the soul sand block is. I can try putting each corner of the platform over the soul sand block. I can just figure out the placement of the soul sand block. We'll write down the numbers right now before we wrap. And I'll do that off camera, and if something works, I'll let you know in a comment in the video, but I don't think it will. I think there's an element that Logical Geek Boy did not explain, Mortings did not explain, and somehow Mortings knew about it, because when he designed his, everything looks the same as Logical Geek Boy's design, but it works. And I can't get Logical Geek Boy's design because he's locked through Patreon. He's trying to earn himself a little money. So you can't get his downloads unless you do Patreon. So I can't compare and contrast that. But Morting somehow figured out what it was and changed it, but it's not obvious because I can't figure it out. So that's 168... 57 and 56. So if I follow the X and Z coordinates exactly, and I move it so that the middle block for the spawning platform is directly over this soul sand block, and I move it to each corner, I can try the positive directions first. I can see if in moving that around that I get the raid to spawn up there, and then I can note whatever it is that caused it to work if it started to work. Then I have to redo the shoot, but that's not a big deal. That's the plan. We're not going to do that on camera. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I think Black Belt might have a stream planned here pretty soon. I'm going to release you to go check him out. Oh. The soul sand is not important, Pumpkin. The soul sand is good if you want to have a bubble elevator, but it's not important. You see these barrels right here? These 3 barrels? What do you think would be the average middle thing between these 3 barrels? And to answer your question, that's the soul sand block. The soul sand block is what I'm using to determine where the center of my village is. The center of the village. Each one of these job blocks, if it was by itself with the villager claiming it, would be a village. But because there's 3 of them, there now has to be an average that's the center of the village, and that will be whatever is in the middle of these 3 blocks. And according to my logic, that would be this soul sand block. So this soul sand block is important only because it represents a placeholder for the center of the village. And everything seems to be somehow connected to where the center of the village is. That's how you get your measurements to do your raid farm. Does that explain it very well? Yeah, bubble column is just a side effect. I'm just using it as a convenient, because I wanted to do a center-based raid farm. I wanted everything stacked and centered on top of the center of the village. So that's why I did this design, because I wanted to make sure that it was in the middle. I wanted the center of the village to be in the middle and near the middle of the chunk, because I thought maybe that would make it easier to make everything work, and it didn't. It still makes it easier to determine where the center of the village is, but it didn't do what I thought it was going to do. Does that explain it? Did I explain it well enough? Thank you for moderating for me. We're going to go into the chat window now. I need to take a break. My voice is failing me. And I had to turn all this into water because otherwise the raid is supposed to spawn at the highest block if it can't find anything to spawn on further out. But because I had those solid blocks further out, they was just able to spawn on those. And that's how come it worked the first time, because these were solid. Now it's in the middle of the water. They have no solid blocks to spawn on. They have to. The distance goes from like 32 to 16 to 0 or something like that. I have it written down somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I have it written down somewhere. And I can't find my paper. Hold on a minute, and I'll read it off to you. It's on my paper here. So it's... yeah, 64 from center, which would be this soul sand block in my case, I'm pretty sure. 32 from center, and that's anywhere, I think it's a radius, and I think it prefers the ground locations. Then it goes to 0, and it tries to spawn right on top of the center of the village. But if there's no solid block there, then it goes up. And that's why we have the spawn platform up there, because we want to force the spawn for the raid to go up there. That's how it's supposed to work. I think I will keep you as my moderator. I don't know if it'll retain the position after the stream exits. I'll have to look to see my options in YouTube. But I want to thank you guys for joining me on this. You now understand the processes of prototyping and kind of the behind the scenes stuff that went into that long play that you guys got to see. I tried to avoid a lot of the excessive. I didn't do a lot of editing, but you didn't have to deal with me sitting here mumbling to myself trying to figure out the measurements. And thankfully, Logical Geek Boy's Iron Farm Efficiency tutorial was good enough to help me to come up with a really good iron farm design. But so far, raid farm design is a crapshoot. And the tutorials are not helping, and I don't have a tutorial like the iron farm for 119.2 for raid farming, so I know all the numbers, so I can easily determine what the issue is. But I'm grateful for the tutorials that are out there. I've been able to glean a little bit here and there, and you know, it'll just be a challenge. I'll just have to figure this out. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to take a break. We're going to go into the chat window. If you guys got any last minute things to say, you can say it. I want to thank you for hanging out, and let me know what you thought of this whole prototyping thing as a stream. I'll do more in the future if you like it. I do intend to do some more long plays. I did announce on my Discord we've got a Christmas Castle long play planned, and that will be dedicated to our friend over here, Pumpkin, who gave the idea for a creative mode build. So that's the plan for the future. That'll be sometime after the holidays. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow, so I'll get back to you on that. I want to sit down with this and fiddle around with that spawn platform off camera. I'll catch you guys later. Let's go to the chat. Okay. Okay, folks. Well, then I will see you in the next stream, which will either be some Fortnite tomorrow or will be something next week. I'm not 100% sure. I'll keep you updated on the Discord. Alrighty, we're out of here, folks. It's break time.